The University of Maryland offers a whole list of aerobic workout classes for no additional cost as a student. One of my favorite instructors is Jocelyn, who is fun, very knowledgeable, and our mentor for today's lesson. My favorite class of hers to attend is Power Yoga. I personally think yoga is one of the best exercise practices available today, for you're working on so many different health components in one session. Overall, yoga focuses on strength, alignment, coordination, flexibility, and mental focus. Yoga is the umbrella term to different subcategories or methods. Different classes, from Bikram yoga to power yoga, focus on their own variations of aspects mentioned before. Jocelyn is going to teach us basic poses and explain the importance of her sequence. We are going to learn why it is important to warm up, go through a sun salutation, and see differences from morning wake-up poses to nighttime relaxing poses. My favorite part of yoga is the stretching component. Stretching is often overlooked, but stretching is so important because it helps us prevent injury and achieve our full range of motion. Being able to move your body in a full range allows you to get the most from all your other workouts. Hey everybody, I'm here today with Jocelyn. She is a personal trainer and fitness instructor. Yes, absolutely, at the University of Maryland. She specializes in Zumba, cardio kickboxing, and yoga, which we're going to go over today. Please demonstrate. I am a noob, so I need all your assistance as possible.
Don't worry, I got you covered.
Great.
So first of all, when you're starting a yoga program, you want to make sure that you have the proper attire and the proper equipment. So you're going to be wanting to use a yoga mat. There are different types, different thicknesses, whatever you prefer. You want to make sure that you don't have shoes on or socks, just because it allows you to grip the mat a lot better. And a lot of people prefer to have like the tight clothing on, not spandex, but yeah.
I'm embarrassed next to you. So
get out of here. A lot of people prefer like a tighter clothing just because it gets less in the way when you're doing specific poses. That way you're not like
yeah, and you don't want to
sitting
baggy
on
shirt
it.
because when you go down,
exactly.
it comes up.
Yes.
You don't want to show
exactly.
things.
Exactly. So, does that answer any questions?
Perfect.
Okay.
Sounds
All
good.
right, perfect. Okay. So we're going to start with just kind of a warm up in yoga. Purpose of this is just to kind of get you centered and get you in the zone, and just to start moving your body through the ranges of motion. So we'll start with a standing warm up today. So if you want to come to the front of your mat, your feet are going to be shoulder width apart. You want your toes parallel, so facing forward, yep. And then you want your hands at your sides, palms facing forward, good. And you just want to relax. So here you can have your eyes open or closed. You want to take the crown of your head up towards the sky. Yep.
I'm 2 inches taller.
I always say that, grow 2 inches through the spine. Yep. And just breathe normally. So you want to take inhales through the nose and exhales through the nose. So every breath enters and exits into the nose. The reason for that is that you actually get more oxygen by inhaling and exhaling through the nose, and it's kind of like a calming technique. So as opposed to other physical activity that you do might be in through the nose and out through the mouth. So this, we just want to get you centered, have you meditating, get a little rid of your stress, finding your breathing pattern. So we're just going to start to move through the ranges of motion. So you're going to inhale, sweeping your arms above, bending through the knees. Good. And then exhale, lowering the hands, flipping the palms. Good. And just do that 2 more times. Inhaling up. Good. Flipping palms and exhaling. Good. And 1 more time. Inhaling. And on this exhale, you're going to take your arms out to the sides, squeezing the shoulder blades together and looking up at the sky. This is just a chest opener, getting you to expand through the lungs, through the diaphragm. Good. And from here, we're going to reverse that curvature. So you're going to take the shoulder blades forward. Good. Belly button towards the spine. So you're going to pull this in. Yep. And then take your head down to your chest. Perfect. Just reach forward with those hands. So as if I'm like taking them and pulling them forward for you. So find that relaxation. Good. And then when you're ready, you're going to come up and exhale, lowering down. Good. And then just roll your shoulders 2 times. Good. Just releasing any tension within them. Good. So you're going to take your head over to your left. Good. So you want to make this opposite shoulder nice and heavy. Good. So if you'd like, you could take this hand and just place a gentle touch on the head. Perfect. Not tugging or pulling. Good. And then coming back to center and lighting it to the opposite side. And the hand comes on the head if you'd like. Opposite shoulder is nice and heavy. It's always good to warm up the neck because you hold a lot of tension in the neck and the shoulders during yoga and just daily life in general. And doing this exercise, come through the middle for me, and then do each side once more again. Doing this exercise, going back and forth side to side is good. You never want to do the rotation because that way you'll be damaging the vertebrae in the neck. Okay, and then come back to center. Good, and just roll those shoulders 2 more times. Good, so that was just a brief warm up. So now we feel a little bit centered, rejuvenated. So
Absolutely.
we will begin into our sun salutations, and the purpose of this is to kind of get the blood flowing. Depending the speed that you do it and the options and modifications that you do within it, it can change the purpose of it. So today we'll just do a general speed. If you go faster with it, it's more cardiovascular endurance, or you can hold the poses for more muscular endurance. So we'll just do a general medium speed today, okay?
I heard it's not good to stretch completely static if you haven't warmed up
Correct. So
anything yet. So
right.
what's that about?
So the reason that you always want to do dynamic stretching before static stretching, and that's because you want to warm up the body, because if you hold a static stretch for a longer period of time, you could damage the muscles if they're not warm,
Okay.
Especially if it's in a cold environment. So the purpose of the sun salutations is to get the blood flowing first,
Beautiful.
warm up the muscles, that way we can perform the static stretches after.
Great, thank you.
Okay, you're
I'm
in.
definitely gonna need to use
Oh,
these
yeah.
bad boys and fly somewhere else, and I won't be able to see. All right.
Okay, so we begin in our mountain pose
Yes.
like we did. First, feet shoulder width apart, toes forward. Good, so you're going to inhale, rising the arms up. And you're going to exhale, swan diving down, so your chest is forward. Good, arms spread wide, and coming into a forward fold. So you want to make your head and neck heavy here. Yep, your knees can be slightly bent if you'd like. Good, from here, next we're going to come into monkey, so the hands are going to come to the shins. We're going to arch open, yep. Good, so your head is going to look up a little bit, so you want to push the middle part of your back, your belly button down to the ground. You want to push your chest up, yep, and then your tailbone up to the sky.
Ooh, how do I move that? It doesn't
So,
want to move.
yeah. So from here, like, try to stick out your belly and stick out your butt.
Okay.
Yep. So like if you're standing up here, you just want to stick out your butt. It's awkward, but that's what you're just essentially doing, okay? So just think pressing this down and this up. Yeah, there you go. That was much better. Yep. Okay, so that's in monkey here. And then we're going to exhale to forward fold. Okay, we're going to bend the knees and put the hands on the mat and jump or step back to full plank. Good. So here in full plank, we want to make sure that our shoulders are directly above the wrists. Good. Then you want a straight line from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Yep, so you want to bring the hips up a little bit. A lot of people tend to think that you want a straight line from shoulders all the way to the heels, but that's actually letting go of the abdominals. So you want to make sure that you have that tabletop flat back. So lift the hips a little bit more. Yeah, good. And then the bend at the hips. Good. So from here, we're going to keep the hands and feet where they are, lifting the hips up into down dog. Good. So the chest presses towards the knees. If your heels don't hit, that's totally fine. Just make sure that they're shoulder width apart and the toes are facing forward. Good. So you want to press away from the mat to lengthen through the shoulders. Good. From here, you're going to take that right leg up towards the sky, extending through the big toe. And then you're going to sweep that leg forward, coming into a runner's lunge. So you want to make sure the knee is directly above the ankle, both toes are facing forward, and then on your inhale, you're going to rise the arms up. Good, and then on the exhale, bring them right back down to the mat. Good, coming in contact, you're going to take that front leg to meet the back. Then you can perform this on your knees or your toes. So if you want to drop down on the knees and untuck the toes, you can come down into a kneeling crocodile.
Let's see if I can do it normal.
Okay,
Probably
or
not.
We can try. All right, so we'll stay on the toes. And you're going to bend through the arms. The elbows are going to send back.
Oh.
Good. That was good. That was good. And then from here, you're going to
Oh,
inhale and untuck. Untucking the toes. Good. And then you're going to flip the toes and come into down dog again. Good. Then looking at the fingertips, either stepping or jumping, feet to hands. Good. And then you're going to reverse swan dive up. Good, and then exhaling into chair. So you're going to send the hips back, bending through the knees. Good, arms come forward. Yep, so your abdominals are tight. You want to make sure that your knees are shoulder width apart as well. Good, so making sure that we're not caving in or out.
I always want to go
I
bow
know,
in.
so many people do that. Good, and then taking your gaze up a little bit. Good. All right, so that was on the right side. So we're going to perform it on the left side now, a little bit more fluid. Okay, inhaling up. And exhaling, swan diving down. Good. Inhaling into monkey, hands come to the shins. Good. Press that butt up, belly down. Good. And exhaling, forward fold. Hands on the mat, jumping or stepping back, full plank. Good. Get that position. Hips come to down dog. This time we're going to lift that left leg up and pulling it forward for a runner's lunge. Good. Knee directly above the ankle. Inhaling up. Sinking deep in that leg. Good. Exhaling down. And front leg meets the back. Trying for that full crocodile. We'll see. Exhaling on your way down. Good. Inhaling up. We won't stay there long. And flipping toes down dog. Good. And then gazing at fingertips, stepping or jumping feet in. Good. Feet shoulder width apart. Reverse swan diving up. And exhaling in the chair. There you go. And then we're going to come back to our mountain pose. Yay. So that was your sun salutations.
Fantastic.
On both the right and the left.
Let us float.
Oh, yeah.
In the fingertips.
So the first time was a little bit slower just because we were going over more proper alignment, but then you got it, your form was getting a little better, and we sped it up a little bit.
Fantastic. Awesome. So what are some poses that I can do when I'm just waking up in the morning and I want to get ready for the day?
Okay, so poses in the morning, you're going to want to flow through the movements a little bit more. You don't want to necessarily go right into that static stretch to touch your toes because your muscles are stiff when you sleep.
So we do this first.
Yep, so things like this, and then I'll show you, I'll go through a few different ranges of motion and things that open up the chest, expand through the chest so that, because when we sleep, we often curl into a ball. And
Guilty.
Yeah, me too. So it's good to practice things that open up and help us find external rotation. You're going to be on all fours here.
So we'll do
This is called a cat and cow series. So your wrists are going to be directly under the shoulders, knees directly under the hips. You're going to take a deep inhale, and then on the exhale, you're going to round up through the spine. So your belly button comes up, chin comes in. Good, and this is cat right here, okay? And then on the inhale, you're going to reverse the curvature. Good. Was that a crack in the back?
It needed that.
So now you're in cow. Okay, so this is a great thing to flow through. So there's static stretches, but there's movement in between. So you always want to exhale on the cat and then inhale into cow. You always want to follow your breath. So every breath you take, you're going to be alternating between. Good. So you want to go at your own pace, and you want to make sure that you're going all the way from the tailbone to the atlas and axis bones in the top of the neck. So you want to try and hit every single vertebrae that you possibly can. This will give you a lot of spinal awareness as well.
Fantastic.
Okay, do you feel good with this one?
Amazing.
Okay, good. Okay, so another stretch, if you come up onto the knees, okay, we're going to go into camel. It's actually very similar to these movements. So that would be good to perform before camel. So you're going to take your fists and you're going to place in the small of your back. Yep, so just that part right there where you, the little holes, yep. And from here, you're just going to take your chest up towards the sky. Yep, and then just gaze up. Let it have that natural curve, so you're not letting your head drop all the way back and you're not trying to keep it up, just a natural curve, yep. And if you'd like to take this a step further, you totally can, or stay here if that's where you're comfortable. You can go down to grab the ankles and then take it into a full camel. And not everyone has this flexibility, and that's totally fine. You do, and you're in a good place, and the curvature of your spine is nice. There's a nice angle that's happening right there, so that's great. Do you feel an increase in the stretch when you go down?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The arms are loving this.
Yeah. Okay.
The head's not really sure where to go.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. You just want to take that natural curve, so just gaze up at the sky, but not too much. You're gonna feel a little bit of stress in the neck, but that's normal. It'll get stronger.
Wonderful.
Okay, good. Okay, so now we're going to do one more morning pose. So if you want to come onto the hips and swing around the feet, you're going to extend them out in front of you. Okay, again, a very similar movement. It's going to be another chest expansion. So it's called incline plank. Okay, this is going to pertain a little bit more strength. So if you have individuals who are either elderly or just they're lacking a little bit of that, it might not be an appropriate pose for them, but this will give you a little bit of strength in the morning too. Okay, so you're going to place your hands at your sides. You're just going to use your heels to propel your hips up towards the sky, and then same thing, you're going to take your head to that natural length. Good. So through here, you're going to feel a little bit more strength coming around the shoulders.
Absolutely.
And your abdominals. So you want to lift up through those hips. Good. Tighten through here. Good. And then you want to just slowly roll out of it whenever you're ready. Good. Yeah.
Shaking is a good it means
Yes.
I'm actually trying. Awesome.
So you felt that that was a little bit more intense than the other ones. So you'd want to warm up a little bit more before you do that.
Perfect.
Does that make sense?
Awesome, great. So what should I do when I'm trying to relax and get ready for bed?
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to lead you through, let's see, 3 more poses, okay? So first we will come back onto the knees, okay? This is a very standard pose that you will find in yoga classes, okay? So from here, we're going to just take the hips back all the way onto the heels. Yep, you're going to extend the arms out and your forehead is going to press onto the mat. So here we're in child's pose. Point of this is just to lengthen throughout the entire back, and it's very relaxing of a pose. You can stay here and you can add different aspects to it as well. So if you'd like, you can have the option of taking the arms to the sides and palms up. That might feel good for you. Feel like a little baby curled up. Or we have other options. So if you extend the arms back out, you can get a little bit of spinal, the lateral stretch. So you can take your hands over to the left and your hips to the right, and you'll feel a nice long stretch up this side of your body. Do you feel that?
Beautiful.
Okay, good, good, good. And again, you want to feel as though your fingertips are being pulled away from you. Yep, good.
Jack, I'll never let go.
And then come back to the center, and then you want to go to the other side. Always want to make the body even, so hips to the left, arms to the right. Good, good, good. Just relax, sit those hips down, and then come back to center, and then come up. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so, okay, we'll go on to the back now. So at night, you always want to make your way slowly down, and in the morning, you want to make your way slowly up. You never just want to jump out of bed. So many of us just hear that alarm and we're going. But you want to take it slow,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's why in yoga, we start with the movements, we start slow, and then we get the heart pumping through the sun salutations, and then we slowly make our way onto the back, okay? So, our next pose, if you come seated, bring those feet around. Yep, we're gonna grab onto the backs of the legs. We're gonna slowly roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Good, good, good. Okay, so from here, we're going to take our arms out at the sides. Scooch down a little bit, okay? We're gonna lengthen the legs beneath us, okay? We're gonna take one leg in. So if we take the right leg in, we're gonna shift it over to the left side of the body. Good. We're gonna let it fall all the way. We wanna try to keep our shoulder blades in contact with the ground. Yep, and then you wanna take your gaze over towards this hand. Good. So if that knee doesn't touch the ground, that's totally okay. Our main purpose is to keep the shoulders down. Yeah. And this is gonna be a spinal rotation. So any spinal rotation will actually massage the organs. Believe it or not. You might not feel it happening, but it's there.
I needed it.
Then you can slowly come back to center and lower down that leg. Good. And then we're just going to reverse it. So we're going to take the left leg in. Yep. Switch it over to that right side. Good. So you should feel the rotation throughout the entire spine. Take that gaze over towards the opposite. Good. Beautiful. And every exhale you take in a spinal rotation, and just any pose in general, you want to feel as though you're sinking deeper into the stretch and releasing more tension as you're going through. Okay, come back to center. Good. All right, so our last one, before we enter into our corpse pose, you can actually stay lying down. You're just going to bring your legs in, grasp on lightly behind, and you can rock back and forth, front and back. This is the best self-massage you will ever get in your life. So you can make circles, diagonals, whatever feels good. Okay, so you can do this for however long you want. And then your final relaxation will be to extend the legs beneath. You're gonna have your hands at your sides. Good, your palms are gonna be facing the sides. Good, so in this pose, it's just our goal to be as relaxed as possible, to center ourselves and let go of our body and let go of our mind. So we wanna have the body as relaxed as possible. A lot of times before I bring people into corpse pose, I'll have them engage every muscle in their body so that they can find true tension and then go to true relaxation. So if you'd like, I'm going to bring you in this quick. So you're going to take your fingertips to the palms, you're going to curl your toes, good, and then squeeze every muscle in your body, including your facial muscles. Squeeze it, tight, tight, tight. Every muscle, abs, legs, arms, and release. Oh, good. So I just brought you to a full contraction of every muscle, and then we brought you to a full relaxation. So you want to let your ankles fall to the sides, hips open. Feel the heaviness of the palm.
You don't need the bed. You gotta feel it. That's
And then here you want to relax the face as well, because that's where all of our thinking processes go on. So you want to make the eyelids heavy if you choose to close them. You want to make the corners of the mouth heavy. You can feel the earlobes being heavy, things that you wouldn't typically feel of on a normal day-to-day basis. Just finding true relaxation and breathing in and out through the nose. And then every exhale you take, you're going to want to try to release any stress that you have within the body or within your muscles, within your mind, just anything that you have left. And you'll be asleep in no time. And then to get out of this pose, say that you're going to the reverse, say that this is morning time. So say you fell asleep, you slept through the night. A good way to get out of this, yeah, drool coming out. Good way to come out of this is to, you want to start to wiggle your fingertips and toes when you get awake in the morning. You can just rotate through your joints, rotate your wrists, shoulders, however you feel good to get sensation through your body. And then you're going to want to roll onto one side, whatever side is comfortable for you. Yep, yeah, that's fine. Yep, you can relax your legs on the floor, so come, yeah, there you go. And then stack the shoulders a little bit more. Good, good, good. Then you just want to stay here for a few minutes. And then when you're ready, you're going to use the hands to come onto the ground. Yep, and then just slowly push up the torso. Good. And then just come to a seat position. You can come two legs crossed, exactly. And then just sit nice and tall for a little bit, and you'll be ready for your day.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jocelyn, so much.
You're so welcome.
Thank you so much. I definitely will be taking so many more classes here at the University of Maryland, run by you, because you are the best instructor ever. So I appreciate your time. Thank
You're
you.
very welcome.
I'll see you around.
Bye.
Bye.